Alright, we're back. A new episode in our College Football Dynasty series. We are sitting at 3-7, trying to finish the season on a good note. Will we? I don't know. Are we going to try? Yes. So we have 2 games left, both against sub 500 teams, but both teams need to win in order to be bowl eligible. Obviously, we will not be. You have to be at least 6-6. In some instances, 5-7 if there's not enough, but I can assure you, us being 5-7 is not. We would not be a 5-7 team selected, so don't have to worry about that. We're not going to finish in last place. Ohio is pretty awful. Yeah, winless. Don't know if they finished that way. What we can do, if we get another win, potentially finish ahead of Kent State because we don't have the tiebreaker. Actually, no, we wouldn't be lost, but in conference play, we would be finish ahead of them. Be 4-4. Kind of what we're looking at. See if we can make it happen. We'll take a look around the league once we get to the bowls, but for now, let's go to what we do and look at those recruits. Not a whole lot to do right now. Looking at everything, we have scout points, but we don't necessarily have scout points. We don't necessarily have anyone to spend it on. We're just kind of looking, hoping to get a couple of players. We just make the best of it. So in terms of who we're going after, let's go look at actually the offers. The 18 that we have offered. And fingers crossed. Decent. Not great. Rays, if we can get him, that'd be awesome. Obviously, Quintana, we need to use some help on the defensive line. Always happy to look at that. Let's just go to the overall view, just so I get a good look. There we go. So we've lost some. See, Rays is there. If only you could sort it by interest. Kind of looking to see who is still available. We've lost out on a lot of recruits, but part of it is because this is not a good squad. We knew that coming in. We'd have to do some work to try to nail some of these players. Doing the best we can. We've got a lot of 3 stars. Hoping to get a few more. Looking at the interest, we have Cordero, 79 interest, so close. Just haven't offered him a scholarship. Gonna revoke this one because Barros is interest is a 49. I don't know. Not sure who to revoke on. It's got to be someone. I'm gonna go with Barrow for now, and go with Cordero in hopes of me doing that, being able to net him. We lost out on some running backs. Not gonna lie, we did get one, I believe. But I would like another, give us 3 to work with. We're not gonna get McGuire. I'm just not seeing it. So basically trying to make the best. That said, shall we look at the matchups this week? Do we have any significant matchups that may play into the playoff? Notre Dame, USC. Big rivalry, always an important game. Notre Dame has to win to stay in the conversation. They lose, they're done. So not a lot going on this week. Kind of nice. Short week. A top 20 matchup. UVA and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech wins, so UVA, they're practically done. So on that note, let's see how we do. If we could finish 4-8, honestly, I'd be happy with this season. So let's see what we do. Alright, we lose. So let's see what happened. Man, we put up a lot of points. Overtime? No. It's a high scoring game. Put up 43 points. Wow. We had a good first half. Back and forth game. Wow. What a heartbreaking way to lose the game. That hurts. You kick a field, you got it. That hurts in a lot of ways. Look at the fourth quarter. It's a disaster for us. A pick six. Painful. A pick six. The fourth quarter is all bad in a lot of ways. You look at it. A pick six. To lose, to go down 8. Fail 2-point conversion. Get a monster field goal of 55 yards and then immediately give up a kick return. Talk about deflating. And 2 turnovers. They didn't turn the ball over at all, so that hurt. Man, great game by our quarterback. 25 completions for 406 yards. A lot of big plays in this game. Imagine by both sides. Lawson, Douglas. Just the ball just spreading. Being spread around like Christmas cheer. That's coming up. And man, you make a 55-yard field goal. Just even ballsy to go for it. Don't know what the situation was. You go for it. Even a 63-yard punt return. But the kick return is what does us in. 3 sacks. We gave up 2. And obviously the turnovers hurt us. They forced a fumble, but thankfully we recovered. Penalties weren't really huge in this game. Well, 40-yard pass interference definitely doesn't help. But painful way to go. Painful way to go. Growing pains. That's the hope. Alright. See, there you go. We get King. We get Voss. Quintana is fully scouted. Improving some more. Miami of Ohio last game, so we'll see if we can get the job done. See, get the job done. Recruit wise, there's really nothing we can do. We're just kind of waiting. No one went signed anywhere else, so it doesn't free up anything. So we're still in the same boat. Chilling with the scholarships, waiting. So, knowing that there's nothing we can do, there's no point even chilling here. So, the Iron Bowl. Ugly, but they went top 10. This is a big one. SEC, ACC matchup. South Carolina probably wins the East anyway. They might be able to afford a loss. In your best interest to win, though. Not if they lose, they get dominated. Oof. That could put a big dent in there, and then you have this. This is a huge matchup here. Pretty much the loser is out. Neither team is going to get another chance to play a game. So the winner of this probably is going to finish in the top 4. Ole Miss or Mississippi State. Mississippi State. Big win for them. That I almost feel like that guarantees if South Carolina drops out, they'll have a rematch. Bama won. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be hard for a team to jump. You'd be looking at Oregon, Ohio State, rival game. They fooled me. Rival game in state. Yeah, 66 points. Doing work. Now I'm curious. Nebraska. Where you at? You're at Nebraska. Not showing. I wonder why. Let's take a look at Nebraska's season. They were 3-0 in non-conference play and then getting their ass whooped every week. They won all of their non-conference games. Well, not all. They lost Air Force. They beat Rutgers, so they don't go winless in conference play. But they've been thoroughly dominated this season. And the defense is a big reason why. 28 points, fewest points, well, 14 and 28. For the most part, they've been giving up 40 on the regular, so it's not just me. They're just defensively trash. Makes me feel better. Anyway, let's go ahead and sim this last game. See if we can go end the season on a positive note. To me, going 4-8 again would be ideal. But we'll see what the cards hold for us. Alright, we do end the season with a win. So that's huge. Confidence wise. 28-21 over Akron. So looking at it, we were down early. 3 TD passes. Chad got us twice. And then the late strike. Good response. We have 21 unanswered in the second quarter. We scored 21 unanswered in the second half. Cut it to 1 score, tie the game, and then take the lead late in the fourth quarter. And then defensively, we get a stop. Their quarterback, 10 of 32. That's horrible. Ours, 20 of 35. Better. Didn't turn the ball over. Ran for over 100 yards with our lead back. I personally can't complain. Handful of sacks, interception, more penalties, but not a lot of yardage, so a little bit. We have got 10 pancakes. This guy. He's a freshman. He's a stud, 80 overall. 44 pancakes in one game, or for one season, 10 in one game. Dominance. In the snow. I will take it. So if you see here in the rankings, we have Ohio State. So we're going to look at the big picture. Got Ohio State undefeated. They need to win their game, in my opinion, in order to just continue to stay. Minnesota beating the #1 team could fault them. Let's see. Expect Ohio State to win. Close. So they for sure are a lock. Oregon is 5, but they didn't win a division in the Pac-12, so that's gonna hurt their cause. And Washington, impressive. So now we have to look at Oregon's schedule to see what they played Washington, they lost. That doesn't help them. Okay. Memphis and Cincinnati. Memphis, impressive. It's not going to be enough to help. I don't even think they will fall over Oregon with that win. Clemson can walk Minnesota, maybe Oregon. We'll see. Clemson is the outside. Oh my goodness. Dominance. Clemson has an outside chance of getting it. So it depends on this game. One of them drops out. Bama might not even drop far enough. Let's see. Bama lost. So South Carolina was 4. They move up. I feel Mississippi State moves up to 2. Or maybe even just sits at 3 and Bama drops. South Carolina goes up to 2 or 3. Regardless, the top 3 teams are Ohio State, Mississippi State, and South Carolina. Question is, who's 4? Do you put Bama in? They won their division, but they lost the championship game. You put Oregon in, they didn't even win their division. Or does Clemson vault from 7 to 4? Thoroughly dominating number 15 team in neutral site. Questions. We're going to get answers soon. But before we do that, let's look into our stats. clicked the wrong one. Pass stats. I don't want to see Oregon. I want to see mine. You have to go off of it. There we go. Alright, pass stats. Buxton, 13 TDs, 8 interceptions. You have Warren, who started a couple of games. Completion percentage was higher. TD, interception ratio higher as well. No picks. Not bad. Rushing, Perry, over 1,000 yards, 15 TDs. Definitely our team MVP for sure. Definitely. Like it receiving, we didn't have a receiver break 1,000 yards, but McBride had a pretty good year. Can't complain about that. A lot of drops though. Hopefully we can fix that. Special teams, no turnovers, no touchdowns, but no big punt return. That helps. Just not really great to begin with. Kicking, we missed 2. I can live with that. Extra points we were perfect on. Said Cone, he's a freshman, so that's exciting. Only allowed 1 sack on the season. 44 pancakes. 10 in 1 game. So looking at interceptions, as a team we didn't do great. Got 9. Part of it is because we played from behind against better teams. Leading tackler, Powell with 57 sacks. You like to see more spread out. So 10, 12, 14, 15, 20 sacks on the season. 12 games. Wish they had pressure so you could kind of see that as a stat. No defensive touchdowns. Passes defended a lot. Obviously nothing to just sort of no safeties. No block punts. No blocks, period. That's what happens if you don't have superior talent. Anyway. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. So, we got Quintana, we got Reyes, didn't see that. Training report's good, recruiting summary. We got Sneed and we got Cordero. Barros ended up signing elsewhere. That can only do so much. Alright. Question is who finishes? Because I said Ohio State should be 1. You can make an argument that South Carolina jumps Mississippi State for 2. They beat Bama on a neutral site. Mississippi State would be 3. Some mixture of the 2. And then 4 is who? That's what we're going to see here shortly. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of disappointed with what happened. Bama played South Carolina. South Carolina won. South Carolina jumps to 3. Bama losing didn't even drop them in the rankings. Hurtful. So Bama sits at 2, and then you get a rematch of what just got played. Really odds that you have a direct rematch of a SEC championship game. Very unusual the way that turned out. And who got left in the dust was Clemson. Clemson sits at 5. They just missed out. That sucks for them. Obviously, we didn't make a bowl game. So, let's see. The first semifinal matchup will get the rematch. Interesting Rose Bowl. Minnesota and Washington. Memphis and Oregon. Fun game there. Some map. Memphis, the definitive underdog. And my goodness, Might as well just play flag football. This has to be one of the craziest things I have ever seen. They were down 37-0. Ran off 21 points in a row. Then gave up a kick return to end the half to still go back down by 3 scores. And then they ran off 35 points unanswered. They dominated the second half, gave up one of those late shrug your shoulder touchdowns. They got thoroughly dominated in the first half, or first 20 minutes of the game. And then they just completely just ran around. Yeah, that is crazy. That's got to be one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Any other interesting matchups here? USC and CSU. Expect USC to win. I would say it's been looking pretty good in this dynasty, though. Might be surprised. There you go. They won. Late score. Late score by USC. Not bad. It's a pretty back and forth game. USC was behind for most of it. All of it, pretty much, but they hung in there. No other major matchup jumps out to me. There's no other ranked matchup. CSU, how'd they do? Hawaii Bowl against UConn. Aztecs win. Do they? They do. Very convincing one. Pretty much it. Nothing there, to me, as far as I see, there's not a super exciting one. Got some interesting ones up top here. The good ones. So, Sugar Bowl, Black Hole, don't care who wins. Preferably somehow they find a way both to lose. Do they? No. Mississippi wins. Mississippi, Missouri. Clemson gets left out. Revenge. Sometimes these games are tough because you might say they might lose to Ole Miss because they win. Okay, so because sometimes you feel like you got left out, you're not as motivated to play that game. Washington, Minnesota. Minnesota dominates. Big Ten over Pac-12 all day. Alright, sim the rest, and then we'll get to the championship. Alright, we lose a couple more recruits. Opens up the door for something else. I think I should have a few scholarships available. So let's take a look and see if there's someone that we're looking at. Or not. Alright, well, we're good anyway. Let's go to the playoffs. So let's do the rematch first. South Carolina, can they beat Bama again? Beating a team back-to-back's gotta be hard. Yeah, this time they get dominated. This is a bad luck for South Carolina. You just won, and then you have to rematch against a team that you beat. That's a tough team to play. And they just got dominated in this game too. 7 touchdowns. Harry, 23-29, 7 TDs, no mistakes. You're not winning that game. That's ridiculous. I don't even need to look up the rest of the stats. Okay, and Ohio State, Mississippi State. Speed against power. My prediction is speed and speed loss. Wow. Of course, 3 SEC teams here. My guess is that Mississippi State didn't really run the ball well. They didn't really do a lot of stuff well. Not a lot of yards for them. Turnovers, 4. There's your difference in the game because they passed the ball, they ran the ball pretty well. Comparable. Definitely more productive in the pass game. My assumption is field position was in the favor of Mississippi State for most of the game. 5 sacks. Penalties, not a lot, but that's what it is. They haven't won the championship. There's no way they lose to Mississippi State. chilly. Another year of Bama. Got lost in championship game last season. The inevitable Bama championship is coming. But you just felt like after they got a super favorable matchup. Score a touchdown, run the kickback. Actually, we're up 14-10, or I guess Mississippi State's perspective I'm looking from, they were up 14-10 and then tied at the half. So we have 1.5 to play against a superior team, and then the superior team dominated from there. Harry didn't have as great of a game as he had against South Carolina, part 2. But at the end of the day, Bama wins. GG's to Bama. Fast forward to the awards. Obviously nothing for Buffalo, nor should there be. Which is totally fine. Let me go ahead and X out of that. Now look what we have so far. Ohio State won last year. Made it again this year. Bama won the year before. And then year 1, Virginia Tech. We're trying. We are trying. So at least in the MAC, we're chasing Miami of Ohio. We actually played pretty tough. So lost it at the end. Fingers crossed that we can have a better season. We're going to go ahead and sim the Senior Bowl. There's no reason to play. Don't care. And then we'll move off of that and go from there. So we can go ahead and sim it. North wins. Don't even care about the stats. And that is the end of the season. So looking at our emails for the last time. We got nothing. We're going to end it. Congrats to Bama. So into the season report, we have one player leaving, a freshman who's a 75 tackle. Obviously a ton of seniors. Some good, some not as good. Many not as good. I just have to look at Nebraska because I'm curious. No one significant leaving, so they seem to be in pretty good shape. Miami, Ohio's who won the conference, so looking at them, they're going to lose some talent, some high 70s. Running back transferring, got it, okay. And now we're going to hop back in the South. So, new season. I'm cool with them. These are some pretty awful teams. We'll see what we can do. More favorable. Even though we lost to UMass. What else could we do over UMass? It's like really, really trash. The Sun Belt, Florida International. UMass put up points against us, so I'm just being picky. Alright. Oh, we're in February. Trying to see what we can do. We have one scholarship to work with. Any interest? Is there anyone still on our list that we're not going after? The answer is no. Really no one. Okay, so we'll just advance. Alright. Some job offers. Do we leave Buffalo and go to Texas State? Hell no. We're gonna stay. Tell you what though, because you all wanted to hire me, pulling you up. See if we can play you. Staff, got nothing going on. If we look at our staff, so now our schedule. We got South Alabama, Liberty, UMass, Michigan Bowl, Ohio, Western Michigan. Okay. Let's go look at the staff offers though. So looking at my staff, our offensive coordinator wants a new contract. I'll give you what you want. That's what you want? He got it. Simple man. (13-36) overall. One bowl game. Man, this team has been awful. Okay, anyway. We can advance. Because you're not going to get anyone else. I'm sure the email was to say what are you talking about, dude? He left. I gave him what he wanted, he left. You bastard. Now I gotta find someone else. Said he accepted the offer, then he went somewhere else. $1.5 million, 3 years. Will you accept? Man, didn't even notice that he took a different job. Alright, so he did accept, so that's our new offensive coordinator. 29-22, background as a pro coach. Hopefully he can help. So, we'll see. We'll see. And that will do it. We're done. Nebraska got a new offensive coordinator. That was kind of sad that I look at Nebraska a lot. Salty. Alright, so done. Alright. This is huge for us. This is where we hope to start to turn things around. You can see we have quite a few recruits. $19 or $18. $19 because there's 18 recruits. We had 18 scholarships and then 1 transfer. So we're getting an 80. We did recruit 4 80 players, kicker 85, but 2 good receivers at 81 and 84, the running back at 81, tight end 80, some pieces on the defensive side of the ball. Hopeful adding some stuff here. You see our recruit class rank was 68, coming into 94. That's quite a difference. So I think that we were successful. For fun recruiting class, our rank is 60 at a national level, relative rank is 66. Hesitantly accepting this result. What are you talking about? Did a great job. No player in the top 1,000. Highest rated player we got was 1226. We'll see. Expectations. We expect you to finish at least 6. Understand we probably will not be headed to a bowl game. The bowl will be satisfied with a respectable effort and at least 4 wins. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. It's not too bad. We're going to go to the training camps. No loss, some gains. Sure, there'll be some people complaining about stuff. We're going to drop it back down right now. Or, well, after I'm out of this stage. There we go. And then if we look at the emails, some really good production from some of these players. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now we're looking at red shirts. And you go by position. We have a freshman quarterback. We have a sophomore quarterback who played well. Not a freshman with a better arm. It's faster, intelligence is less. Accuracy is acceleration. Oh, okay. I don't want to redshirt anyone because I kind of want to see what I have still. Running back. Perry is still the starter. Russ comes in as the fastest player, so that adds something new to the mix. Fullback. No, we didn't get one, so we're still rolling what we have. Tight end. We get a transfer. Tight end's not bad. Receiver, I mean, we recruited players that are better than what we already had, to be honest. McBride is an 81, and we have a player that's equal, and one that's better freshman. Big. Guard, starting a freshman to go with his junior. Tackle, starting a senior and a redshirt sophomore. Center should be a freshman, well, sophomore. That's debatable. He's not strong, he's like really weak. Better blocker, but he has no strength whatsoever. I have to change that. I might have to look into individual. Kicker, punter, don't care right now. Defensive tackle. No, the 75 can't start, but he'd be in the rotation. Defensive end. Ouch. We never ended up getting one. Linebacker, we're going to have a freshman be in the mix, but he won't start. Oates, sure we'll get some snaps, but he's not going to start because you look at the three, it would be Powell, Stallworth, Dixon. Roll with them. Corner, we're not good at. So senior, redshirt, sophomore. Safeties, we got some, so the sophomores will start. They are better. Upperclassmen start, but we have some depth behind them. We didn't have that before, so I'll take what I can get. Alright, no red shirts. Let's advance. And on we go. Recruiting season starts. We have 24 now, so up from 18. Big difference. We'll say this, I'm going to take what I have and be happy with it. And look at the schedule real quick. Oh, there we go. So we have South Alabama, 2 byes, Liberty. Then Western Michigan, Ohio State, Akron, Miami, Ohio. Not too bad. So we'll get 1 game in, then we'll have a couple of byes. Liberty, so we'll get to focus on recruiting a bit more in the next episode. That said, no complaints. We're into the second season. We like to see improvements, so we went 4-8. Let's go 5-7. See what we can do. All that said, thanks for checking it out. We'll see you next week